She'd seen how scared he'd been when he'd recognized the man crossing the street earlier. Someone from his past? Someone he'd helped put in jail? Whoever it was, the man was dangerous. Her heart ached. She and Silas had just found each other, and now both of them had someone who was clearly threatening to hurt them, and it had thrown them together. Earlier at the lake, that feeling of impending doom had pushed them together faster than either of them had wanted. But there was no denying the chemistry between them. They'd bonded at the cabin. She thought of their card games late at night, with a blizzard howling outside the cabin, and hugged that memory to her, afraid she might never see Silas alive again. "This is about those cops you put in prison, isn't it?" she asked. He looked at her. She could see him fighting, not telling her the truth. "Was that man in town to kill you?" "No. Warn me." Her chest felt as if an elephant had settled on it. "Can you go to the sheriff?" He shook his head. "I have to take care of it myself." "Oh, Silas." He touched her cheek again. "I need you to be careful." "You too." They locked gazes for a moment before he reached over and opened her door. There was nothing more either of them could say. She watched him drive away before making her way up the porch steps and into the house. Her sisters were in the living room. They'd opened a bottle of wine. Both looked up expectantly at her as she came in and hung up her coat. "Oh, no, you didn't," Chloe said. TJ turned, feeling her face heat even as she denied it. "We kissed and made out some." Her sister groaned. "Oh, let her have some fun," Annabelle said. As TJ joined them and poured herself a glass of wine, she found herself near tears with worry. "I like him." "We can see that," Chloe said. "You should invite him to the Christmas dance at the old gym," Annabelle suggested. "Everyone in town will be there. Dawson and I are going." She grinned, hugging herself. "The two of you are killing me," Chloe said. "Isn't there someone you were interested in at the newspaper?" Annabelle asked. Their sister shrugged. "I dated some, but no, I've never met the one." "How do you know?" Annabelle said, turning in her chair as she warmed to the subject. "Look at Dawson and me. I left him even when he bought a ring and asked me to marry him. I thought he'd never forgive me. He said I broke his heart." Her voice cracked with emotion and tears flooded her blue eyes. "But we found our way back to each other. What about your old boyfriend, Justin Calhoun?" Chloe shifted uncomfortably in her seat. "He wasn't my boyfriend exactly. Anyway, that ship sailed a long time ago. Didn't he marry, what was her name?" "Nicole Kent," Annabelle said. "But he didn't marry her. They were engaged, at least according to Nikki, but they broke up. She married someone else, got divorced. She lives here with a couple of her sisters and their kids." "You've certainly gotten caught up on local gossip," TJ said and took a sip of her wine. "Didn't Tommy live with his mother for a long time?" Annabelle laughed. "As a matter of fact, he did. She died a few years ago, and he sold her house and bought that one out by the tracks." TJ looked over at Chloe. She seemed to be lost in thought. Justin. The two of them had seemed perfect for each other, but Chloe had been on her way to college, so nothing had come of it. But TJ had always wondered if Nicole Kent hadn't been the reason the two hadn't seen each other after that. She remembered the girl and felt a shiver. That one had always been trouble. They all jumped at a knock at the door. Exchanging looks, TJ got up this time to answer it. "You really should get a post office box," Carol said as she handed her the letter that had come for her. "You're going to get me fired." "Thanks for bringing it by. But if any more come, don't worry. I'll see that you get them." Carol turned on the step and, the bells she was wearing jingling, took off toward her vehicle. Carol always wore bells at work this time of year. TJ looked down at the letter in her hand and realized her hand was shaking. "Here, let me open that," Chloe said, taking the letter from her as TJ stepped back inside. She tore it open and pulled out the sheet, discolored like all the others. This time, True Fan didn't even bother with her name. "I told myself not to take it personally, but you have ignored everything I've told you. You seem to think you're so much smarter than me. You don't need my help. You never have. All my attempts to make your books better have been ignored. You find me to be nothing more than a pest you can't seem to get rid of. Well, that will soon be over. I've tried to let it go, but in good conscience, I can't let you go on the way you are. I don't think of myself as a violent person, but someone needs to stop you. This time, you've gone too far. I guess I'm going to have to do it myself, since you didn't take my advice. You could have done the world a favor by taking your own life, but why would you listen to me now? I'm going to have to take care of this myself. There is apparently no one else.